Believe it or not, we're on episode 16 of the cleverly named Nate Stowe Show. If you made it this far, you know how this goes. We're going to talk a little bit about fitness, we're going to talk about movies and television, and we're going to talk a little bit about Saints football. I got clients coming in about 10 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and get in here. So let's start with fitness. What are the top 4 things or top 4 tips to starting a fitness program? What can I do? What should I do to make sure it's success? And it's probably not what you think. I think it all comes down to goal setting. If you don't know where you're headed, how the heck are you going to go there? Or how the heck are you going to get there? So number one, you have to define your goal and be realistic. Do I want to gain muscle? Do I want to lose fat? Do I want to jump higher? Do I just want to feel better, not have my knees hurt? We have to know what the goal is, or else, again, how do we know how to get there? Once we identified our goal, we got to decide, well, what am I willing to put into it to get to this goal? How many days a week? How long can I put into each day of that week? So am I going to do 5 days a week for 15 minutes, twice a week for an hour? I got to decide what I'm willing to do to get to that goal. And is it enough? Like, we need to be realistic. We have to figure all this out before we get started. Now from there, I need to be more specific. I know what my goal is. I know I'm willing to put 3 days a week, 45 minutes into reaching this goal. Well, what days am I going to do that on, and what time of day am I going to be at? I got to be very specific. 3 days a week is very bland. I need to be like, hey, it's going to be Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and it's going to be at, I don't know, it's about 1 p.m. right now. So 1 p.m. Tuesday, 1 p.m. Thursday, and 10 a.m. Saturday, but very specific. It goes in a calendar because without that, you know, what is it? A goal without a plan is a wish. So set that goal, be very specific on what you're willing to do to get to that goal, and then very specific on when you're going to do those things. If you start there, it's hard to go wrong. All right, next up, review of Game of Thrones. The newest one just came out Sunday, episode 5. Overall, I enjoyed it. It was a much better battle sequence than the night sequence. You could see what was happening, so that was cool. Finally got to see a dragon like actually do something. For a while, I was like, man, these dragons are supposed to be like the biggest, most badass thing in Westeros, and they're just, I don't really ever see them do much. So it's pretty cool, even though, you know, they're killing a bunch of innocent people, but still you got to see the dragon like really rock and be like a dragon. About the only drawback to the episode was they did have Queen Daenerys. She did like a little bit of a heel turn. She was Breaking Bad there, a little Walter White. Didn't really feel like she earned it, you know, like Breaking Bad spent 5 seasons like developing the character to break bad, whereas here it's like they really only spent like the last 3. I mean, she was like a straight up good guy until she got to the north, and then, you know, they kind of turned their nose up at her, and then all of a sudden she started Breaking Bad over like a 3 or 4 episode arc instead of like 5 seasons. So could have been a little bit better. And then Queen Cersei and Jaime kind of killed off camera. I was really hoping they'd go down a little bit more of a blaze of glory, but overall, it was an enjoyable episode. Really got to see like the high production value. You could tell it, you know, cost millions of dollars to make that episode. So I enjoyed myself. I'd definitely give it a B+. I enjoyed watching it. I went ahead and watched it twice to make sure I didn't miss out on anything. And there you go. Finally, ranking the Saints. We're into the last 3 positions. I went with wide receiver, and that's because we got can't guard Mike. That dude is literally unguardable. I know we ain't got much behind him because we don't need much. I mean, whether he's double teamed and triple teamed, like, I've watched every Saints game. I watched every game that dude's played in a Saints uniform, and he is unguardable. Like, some of the throws and catches I've seen, it's insane. He's always open is basically the way it works out, because like Drew's so good at placing the ball here, placing it there, and he's got like such strong hands that he can reach out there and just grab it. I think he's the best wide receiver in the league. I don't care what you say, but again, I'm a little biased. That's it, y'all. Episode 16 in the books. I'll be back soon with episode 17.